What is the best online business to start? In this video, I'm going to answer that question. Hey, fellow dadpreneurs, Adam Dukes here. And in this video, we're going to talk about that very common question, especially this time of year. January, new beginnings, new start, new decade, new slate. People are starting side hustles, new businesses. And a very common question is, what is the best business to start? And actually, I was just on the Twitter about 20 minutes ago, and someone had asked that question. It was a guy I follow, and he was retweeting it to get other people's opinions. And I've answered the question before. I've seen that question many, many times over the years, and I'm going to answer that question in this very video. I'm going to go over a few different business models and why that question is actually the wrong question, and it's damn near impossible to answer. At least it's impossible to answer to the masses. If it was one-on-one, I could ask some more questions to figure out what would be the best business, but in general, just someone asking what is the best online business to start, it's the wrong question, and it's impossible to answer. Each answer is going to be different, like a snowflake. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to cover 6 different online business models. I'm going to share some pros. I'm going to share some cons. I have experience with all 6 of these. I've done these over the last 9+ years. I've made money with each and every one of these businesses. So I'm speaking from experience. A lot of failures, a lot of mistakes were made over these years, and had some success here and there. So I'm going to go over what I feel are the pros and cons. And after this video, you should be able to answer that question for yourself. What is the best online business for you? So let's dive right in. All right, so what is the best online business to start? Like I said, this is not the right question to ask. It's a very difficult one to answer on a mass scale. One-on-one, we're going to need to dive in deeper, find out your personality, your strengths, what you enjoy doing, what you don't enjoy doing. We're going to cover 5 popular online business models. These are 5 that I have experience with. I've made money with all 5 of these. I've made a ton of mistakes with all 5 of these. I don't touch on MLM because I do not have any experience. I'm not a fan of MLM and direct sales, but that's another very popular online business model as well. So let's dive right in. So consulting, freelancing, agency, arguably these could be 3 separate ones. But for this video, we're going to lump them all as one because it's client work. Basically, you are providing a service for a business. Typically a business, it could certainly be a consumer, but typically it's going to be for a business. Consulting, you're selling your knowledge, your expertise on something. It could be like leadership, productivity, marketing, sales, advertising, coaching, whatever it is. Freelancing's typically you're a one-man band. Offering a service, and then once you start maybe hiring some help, some VAs, maybe an employee or 2, you kind of become an agency. The next one is coaching. Now, this could be anything. This could be coaching, men's coaching. This could be coaching on maybe you help someone quit smoking and you're coaching people on quitting smoking or exercise or nutrition or health or diets or marketing or sales or whatever it is. You're an expert in something and you can sell coaching. It could be one-on-one coaching, and it could be group coaching. We're going to go into that in the pros and cons. The next one is selling digital, like a digital publishing company, selling courses. You're an expert in something, digital products. This can be anything, absolutely anything. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, I put together a 5-part free, completely free, no opt-in or anything, on how to turn your knowledge into nuggets of cash. I did a YouTube video series back in November. And how you can do that. Get started for no money. But you could sell a course on anything, on absolutely anything. You do not have to be the best in the world. You can be, like I said, maybe you quit smoking. You did some weird techniques on quit smoking. You could sell an ebook on that for $5 and make money from that. You absolutely can. You do not have to be the best in the world at this. Let me repeat that. All you have to be is a step ahead of the person you're teaching. I forgot the quote. It's something like every 5th grader looks like a genius to a 4th grader. The 5th grader is one step ahead. That's all you have to be. Or maybe a couple steps ahead. Let's say that, a couple steps ahead. So you could sell a course on anything. I met a guy in a Facebook group years ago. I not met him, but he was telling his story. He lived in Alabama or Louisiana, somewhere down south, and he had a hot dog stand, and it was his business, and he did pretty decent with it. He put together an ebook on how to start a hot dog stand business, and he sold the ebook for $10, and he made $117,000 in his first year selling the ebook. He made quite a bit more money selling the ebook than he did with the hot dog stand. But that is what I'm talking about. I just want to give you an example of you can monetize. You're an expert in something. I promise you. You have experience that someone would like to know. You could be let's say you have a 3-year-old. You are an expert to someone with a 3-month-old. You've been through the toddler, the turtle twos, the diaper changing, the crawling and the walking. You're an expert to that parent. You could help them. You could sell some type of a course, just as a rough, random example. So don't discredit yourself. It's going to be the mindset thing over everything. Affiliate marketing is if you refer a product and or a service and you get paid an affiliate commission. You get paid a percentage. So Amazon is a big affiliate. They have an affiliate program. It's called Amazon Associates. And as far as I know, anybody can join. And what you do is you will get custom links for whatever product you want to promote. So let's say I promote a book. The Slight Edge is my all-time favorite book, and let's say I have that on my website. They buy through my link, and let's say it's $10. The Amazon program, they will pay you a commission anywhere from 4 to 10%. Now, there's a lot of factors in the percentage. I'm not too entirely sure what they all are, but each category is different percentages, but let's say I'm selling a $10 book and I get paid 4%. So if someone buys The Slight Edge through my custom Amazon link within a 24-hour period of them clicking the link, I would earn 4%, so 40 cents. However, you might think, oh, well, shit, 40 cents, you're not going to be retiring on the beach anytime soon. Not so fast, my friend. Anything that they buy within 24 hours, they could buy a $2,000 refrigerator, and I would get 4%, or whatever the percentage is for appliances. I'm not sure what it is, but let's say it's 4% on a $2,000. I'd get $80. That's not bad, So that is what affiliate marketing is. You could sell a software. You could sell digital products. Software is typically in like the 20 to 40%. That's probably the popular range, maybe even 10%. Digital products is typically 50%. So if someone bought a course through your custom affiliate link, let's say it's a $100 course, you would get $50 and the course creator would get $50. And it's all automated. It happens kind of behind the scenes. You get paid your money in that. It's a pretty slick business model. We'll go over the pros and cons in just a minute. Last but not least is e-commerce. This is selling physical products on a platform. It could be Shopify, it could be Magento, it could be BigCommerce, it could be WooCommerce. There's probably literally hundreds of e-commerce platforms out there. So basically you're a middleman. You buy it at wholesale or you buy it from the manufacturer for $10, whatever widget it is, and you sell it on your website for $25 as an example. So consulting, freelancing, agency, client work. So the pros, it can be very, very lucrative. There's very, very little overhead. When you're starting out, you don't have an office and employees and all that. There's not cost of goods like there is with e-commerce. So it can be very lucrative. The margins are high. Typically, you're going to be charging, maybe when getting started, you charge a couple $100 a month, obviously depending on what you're doing. But over time, you're going to get better at it and you can increase your rates into the thousands of dollars a month range. Again, depending on what you're selling and who you're selling it to. The next one is that you can get started with little knowledge. Now, I'm not advocating or not recommending going out and picking up a client and not knowing what the hell you're doing. I do see that in Facebook groups, unfortunately, where someone will pick up a client, they'll go to a Facebook group and be like, how do I start a Facebook ad? I just sold a client for $500. I don't recommend that. What I'm saying is you can go to YouTube University and get educated on how to create Facebook ads or how to do email copywriting or how to do whatever it is. Go to Udemy. Check out, I have a course, 21-Day Client. .com. It teaches you how to offer birthday marketing with Facebook advertising and sell to local business. It's a very underutilized targeting option on Facebook. There'll be a link down in the description if you want to check that out. You can build it up pretty quickly, getting clients. I find once you get a client, you get momentum. It skyrockets your confidence once you get that first client, and then you want to get on that roll. It's like a snowball going downhill, and you want to pick up another client and another client. So you can build it really quickly. Choose who you want to work with. This is a difficult one. A lot of people will take on any work, especially when getting started. They'll work with whoever. They'll negotiate their fees. When I got started, I was selling websites, I think, for $500 a piece. I cold called 5,000 Las Vegas businesses. I sold 2 websites and 5,000 cold calls. That is not a joke. That I'm dead serious. Now, I didn't talk to 5,000 people. I just called 5,000. Anyways, I sold 2 websites, each of them for $300. I was not a master negotiator back in 2010. However, like I said, choose who you want to work with. You want to work with people. You are the prize. You have to remember that. Repeat that in your head. Tattoo it on your forehead. Put it on your desk, on the wall in your office. You are the prize. You are the prize. You are the prize. They need you more than you need them. You have to adopt that mindset when you're doing client work. And that goes for any type of client work. You are the prize. They need you. It's not the other way around. Most people, most marketing agencies, freelancers, consultants, they work in the reverse, that they need the client. They're very desperate. They're very needy, and it comes across. So you have to be picky with who you work with. You're always learning new things. I guess you could argue this is the case for just about anything in life, but you're always learning. I started Facebook advertising in 2012. I'm still learning how to do Facebook advertising. I'm still learning what works, and what doesn't work. So you're always learning new things. So some of the cons are you must be good at sales. This is absolute. Number one, my number one tip, if you're doing any client work, you have to be good at sales. I was horrendous at sales. That's why I only sold 2 websites out of 5,000 calls, because I was atrocious at sales. Now I got better over the years. I'm not a sales expert by any means, but I certainly did get better. It's not for introverts. This is probably the biggest thing. When someone says, what is the best online business to start? It's like, who are you? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you like to do? What do you not like to do? If you're an introvert, don't even consider this business model. It is not for you. I'm not to say it can't work, but man, are you really you're facing like an uphill battle. So I wouldn't recommend it if you're an introvert. There's other business models that would be perfect for introverts, and we'll cover that in a second. Client work. You have to set boundaries. That's another big tip of mine, is set boundaries. I had a personal injury attorney that I used to work with out here years ago, and I remember he called me on a Saturday morning at like 8 or 8:30, and I was in the gym, and I stepped out, took the phone call. He needed some updates on his website. He was paying me a couple $1,000s a month. He was my biggest client, and I cut my workout short, went home, worked on his website on a Saturday morning. He could call me Tuesday night at 9:30 at night. He knows I would pick up. I was very back to the choose who you want to work with. I mean, he was a good guy to work with. I'm not saying that, but he overstepped his boundaries. And at the time, I blamed him. But now that I look back at it, it was 100% my fault. I didn't set boundaries in place. And once they cross those boundaries, it's really, really hard to get them back on track. So set boundaries. A lot of people compare client work as each client is like a new boss for you. That's kind of how you can look at it. So that's the difficult part. It's difficult to scale. You need a team. Obviously, it really depends on what type of service you're offering, how much you're charging, but with a one-man band, it's going to be really hard to work with more than like 4 to 6 clients without hiring help. So that's why it's difficult to scale. It can be inconsistent. They call it a revenue roller coaster. I'd have some really, really good months, and then I'd have some shitty months, and then my mindset would get to me and my whole stinking thinking, and I would have 3 to 4 months that were shitty in a row because the stinking thinking would kick in. So it can be very, very up and down. You start to get a couple clients, and then you stop prospecting. It happens to everybody, and then all of a sudden you are hitting a low point because it's inconsistent, because you're not filling the pipeline, because you're servicing the clients or fulfilling them. It's very competitive. I would, a lot of people are doing the social media marketing agency because, again, there's a low barrier to entry. It can be very, very lucrative. If you're charging right, you can work with 3 to 4 clients and have a 6-figure business. So, that's why it's competitive. I would argue to niche down twice. So in 2014 and 15, I was running Facebook advertising at the start for real estate agents. Then I niched down to male Keller Williams real estate agents. So I niched down 3 times. Niched down to real estate, then to Keller Williams, then to male. Now you don't have to go male and female and by gender, but I would highly, highly recommend, if you're going to do any type of client work, to niche down and then sub-niche. So maybe plastic surgeons would be your niche. I would sub-niche that down to rhinoplasty. I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's like nose surgery. You don't work with plastic surgeons that do tummy tucks and breast enhancements, or liposuction. You only do rhinoplasty. That's your specific niche within a niche. And then it's very easy to create a category of one. And you basically, you eliminate the competition when you do that, because there's very, very few people who specialize in marketing. Let's say Facebook advertising for rhinoplasty as an example. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to get into client work, really, really niche it down. A lot of people want to go wide when starting out. I argue go very, very, very narrow. There's an income cap. Obviously, like I said, 4 to 6 clients at a one-man band. As you bring on more clients, you're going to have to hire more people. Hiring more people, that's a whole nother skill set. That's the whole other level of complexity. If it's a virtual team, it's going to be tough, not impossible. It's just going to be tough it just adds to it. You're going to have to be able to work virtually as a team. If it's in-house, if you end up getting an office and you have people, there's a lot of dynamics with male and females, and people are working, coming in late to work, bringing their outside life, their home life into the workplace. There's a lot of emotions, so it can be very, very difficult. So just know that's difficult to scale. There's kind of an income cap. Coaching. So again, this can be any type of coaching. You're helping a person, typically one-on-one. It can be extremely lucrative. Again, there's really not much overhead when you're getting started, and it's typically a high-ticket service, a high-priced service. It's easy to scale if you're doing group coaching. A lot of the group coaching, so like a 30,000 overview, is like they sell an 8-week training program, and they record the videos, the 8 weeks of videos, and they will release video 1 on Monday. And then what they'll do is they'll do a live Q&A on, let's say, Thursday. And people come to the live Q&A, and then the next Monday they get week 2. The live Q&A, it's an ongoing thing. So the live Q&A, they're going to have people from week 1, people from week 5, people from week 7, people from week 3. They're all going at it they started at different points is what I'm trying to get at, but they all come to the live Q&A. So you have people from week 3, week 1, week 5, week 8, all on that live Q&A. And then what it does is the coach gets helped out by the students because they can answer other people's questions. If they're in week 5 and they're helping someone from week 3, hey, this is what helped me out, blah, blah, blah. So that's how you kind of scale the group coaching. Again, that's a 30,000 foot view. I don't have experience with group coaching, just kind of giving you an idea of how they are able to do it and how they're able to scale it. It can be extremely rewarding and fulfilling. Back in 2016, I helped a guy with Shopify. I did some coaching, a one-on-one coaching with him, and he was able to quit his job at Solar City in Denver, Colorado. And it was really cool when he Facebook messaged me that he quit his job, and it was because of my coaching or my help. He did the work, obviously. That was really cool. And then the following year, actually, I think that was in 2016. And then the following year, I helped another gentleman who was in one of the services. I think he was a Marine or maybe the Army down in Florida, and he did not want to sign his 4-year contract extension because he wanted to spend time at home with his wife and 2-year-old daughter, and he was able to not sign the contract because his Shopify store was doing really well. So that was really, really cool, very rewarding, very fulfilling. You could really have an impact on people's lives. It's very low cost to start, $0, honestly, if you wanted to. It's going to take sweat equity. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take getting out there, talking to your target market, how that you can help them. But it's absolutely like Facebook groups is a great way to pick up coaching clients. A lot of the social media channels, but putting out consistent content on a daily basis is key. So the cons, if it's one-on-one coaching, obviously you're limited by time. If you're one-on-one, there's only so many hours in the day that you can work, that you can provide one-on-one service to people. It is extremely competitive. I would argue, again, doing the same thing of the client work is niching down. Maybe you help male first-time Kindle authors. That's very niche down, You're not just all online marketing coaching, Maybe you published a book on Kindle, it got to a bestseller, and you're a guy like myself, and I want to help other dads do the same thing, or other men do the same thing, I should say. So I would definitely recommend niching down, probably even sub-niching down, if you're going to go in the coaching space. Another one, you must be good at sales. You obviously have to sell these people. And typically online or one-on-one coaching is going to be a high dollar service. It's typically going to be in the thousands of dollars. So you have to be very good at sales. So selling courses, some of the pros, it's infinitely scalable. You're putting out a product out there, a digital product. It is basically a digital asset. That's how I would look at it. And that's exactly what it is. It's an asset. I made a sale a little while ago on a product. I got the email. I was like, oh, it was $19.95, $20, But again, it's that's not the scalable part. That's kind of more the passive income part. But that's the cool thing with courses. You record the videos, or it could be if it's an ebook, and you write the ebook. If it's videos, if it's audios, you record it and you sell it for you sell it 3 months later, 6 months later, 3 years later, you record or put the ebook together one time and people can buy it over and over and over again. So passive income, again, I put passive in quotes. I'm not a huge fan of passive income or how it's phrased nowadays, there is still work involved. I'm not saying you're sitting on the beach. Like I said, I got the email notification a little while ago. I was like, oh, that's the cool thing about courses is it's not just scalable, but it's kind of passive income. You're making sales as you sleep, like they say. It can be quite fulfilling and rewarding, very similar to the coaching thing, If the people implement what you teach and they put it to work and they go pick up clients or they change their life or they quit smoking or whatever it is, they lost 70 pounds, that is very, very fulfilling. It builds authority. If you have a course on a specific topic, you're going to be looked as a trusted advisor, a trusted authority. It builds credibility. It's very introvert friendly. You don't have to be an extrovert for courses. You can be behind the computer screen. Now, if it's videos, you're going to have to be okay on videos and doing like some type of a training like I'm doing right here. But it is introvert friendly, cause you're not doing one-to-one sales. You're not talking to anyone. You basically sell it, on a sales page, on a computer, on a website, a web page. And you can have others sell it for you, affiliates. You can offer an affiliate program. I'll pay you 25% for every course you sell, or 50%. Again, it's all automated. You don't have to count the money out 50%, here you go, minus the fees, here's $48.72, PayPal the person. It's all automated. There's software out there that'll do it for you. Some of the cons, the content is quite difficult to protect. It's funny, a couple of years ago I had a course called Smashify. It was like how to smash it on Shopify. And, that was in 2015 I created the course. A year ago, in 2019, someone sent me a screenshot that they were selling the course, my Smashify course on eBay for $38. And I was selling the course, I forgot what I sold the course for, but that was years later. So people are going to rip off the, content, upload it onto some of the Black Hat forums. That's inevitable. It's going to happen. I don't want to say there's nothing you can do about it. There are some things, but it's kind of is it worth spending the time, the money, the energy, the resources on trying to stop it? Because it's virtually impossible to stop. So you have to know that it can be the content can be difficult to protect. The information is typically freely available online. I have a Facebook ads course. I'd say 97% of it's on my YouTube page. Or on this YouTube channel. Now you're going to have to go looking for it and you're going to have to piece it together. It might take you a week to find everything and piece it all together, but in the course, it's laid out all for you step by step. Go to this video, watch this video. Then I have different PDFs and, different worksheets that they can fill out to assist them with the Facebook advertising. So that's the benefit of the course is typically it's all in one area. Most won't take action. I don't know what the percentage is. It is very, very high. It's 90% won't take action. Now if you're charging $10,000, they're more likely to take action. But if you're charging $7, $10, $100, $300, a lot of people just aren't going to take action, which can be definitely frustrating. So affiliate marketing. So the pros, this is infinitely scalable. There is no cap on this. You can go as high to the moon with this. There just is no cap because there's no customers to maintain. There's no customer support. You're just you're sending traffic to an offer. A lot of the big time internet marketers that make big money. I'm talking $50,000 to $100,000 a day. Yes, $100,000 in a day. A lot of them are doing affiliate marketing because, again, it's infinitely scalable. You're sending traffic to an offer. That's basically what you do. I shouldn't say no expertise needed. Yeah, I mean, you can get started today. You recommend a book that you read on Amazon. You recommend maybe a water bottle that you bought on Amazon, or maybe a Lazy Boy that you bought on Amazon, or whatever. It could be a T-shirt, it could be something from Best Buy. Old Navy, I think, has an affiliate program, or Gap, I know, has an affiliate program. Maybe you have an outfit that you like, a shirt that you really like. You could recommend that. That doesn't take any expertise. Not to say all people are going to buy it, but that's what I mean. Maybe I should say little to no expertise. There's no customer service. Like I said, the person you send them the link, they go through that link, they buy it from the Gap or Best Buy or Amazon. There's nothing. There's no customer service involved on your end. It can be this can be passive. Let's say you have a website, what's really common with affiliate marketing is people build review websites, let's say for like headphones, and they will review different headphones, Beats by Dre, all the different models of them, and they'll write blog posts on these different, Beats by Dre ABC model and XYZ model and X2 XL75 model, and they'll review these models, and then people, if they'll read it, and if they like what they say about this headset or headphone model, and they buy it, they'll get a commission from it. They'll earn a commission. So that's how it can be passive. There's obviously work involved on the front end, but in theory, you could have a website, a blog set up, write out 30 articles over the course of maybe 6 months, and then let the website kind of sit there and not really do much with it and earn passive income. So some of the cons, one is you're not building a database. You can't resell to these customers. Again, they're going through your link to buy at Amazon or through your link to buy at Gap or Best Buy or wherever it is. So you're not building a database. And like I said, any real business, the real money is made on the back end. If you're selling physical products or you're an affiliate for physical products, it can be very low commissions. Like I said, the Amazon is 4 to 10%. That's pretty low. You're going to have to send a lot of traffic, which is certainly doable. My buddy Sean Cannell out here, he has a huge YouTube channel. He just put out a video. He does $21,000 a month from Amazon. He does video reviews on camera equipment and lighting and flashes and all types of stuff for making videos in photos. And he recommends these products. And a lot of the products, those cameras are $1,000 plus. So if they buy through his link, he earns a decent amount. So like I said, he earns $21,000 a day or a month. I'm sorry, $21,000 a month. There's no control. Amazon could shut you down at any moment. If you're recommending a software, they could be bought out, or they could shut down, or they could turn off their affiliate program. With a lot of, I don't want to say, they could without a moment's notice. Typically they'll give you like a heads up, 30 days. Hey, we're shutting down the affiliate program. Hey, we've been bought out. We're going to discontinue the affiliate program. So that part's kind of, a bit of a gray area. But again, there's hundreds of thousands of products. If one software were to shut down, you certainly could go find a competitor, use the service, see if you like it, and recommend something else. I kind of did this twice by accident. Like I said, it can be razor-thin commissions, but again, don't let that dissuade you. You just have to send more traffic, basically. That's what it is. If you're recommending books on Amazon, don't quit your daytime job anytime soon unless you get 10 million visitors to your website. 4% on a $10 book, that's not that much money. So very thin commissions. So e-commerce, the cons are already up there, as you can see. So pros, it's very easy to scale. I had an e-commerce business in 2015, 2016. My third month, I hired 2 people. I started in June, did $250 in June, like $2,200 I think in July, and then in August did $15,500. And it's because I hired 2 assistants to help me fulfill orders, answer emails, and do some other tasks. Very easy to teach them how to do it. I recorded a couple of videos. They knew how to do it like by the end of the day. Like that's really awesome. And so you can replace them. If something were to fall through, you could go find someone else and put them in that spot and scale it up. And that's why I did $15,500 that month, because I got over a mental block with Facebook advertising, but also I had some help. Doing the tasks that I didn't feel like doing that were taking my mental energy, and I was putting all my energy and focus on the Facebook ads. So it's very easy to scale. It's very introvert friendly. You're not talking to customers one-on-one. I mean, you might be emailing them a little bit, but that's introvert friendly. So this is if you're an introvert, e-commerce is a great model. You make sales 24/7. It's always on. There's buy buttons always on. Your website's live 24/7. Very low overhead, obviously, as well. Little knowledge to get started. If you're using something like Shopify, you don't have to be like a web designer or anything like that. They have probably hundreds of different free templates in their plug and play. You spend an hour on Shopify, you could put together a decent e-commerce site. You spend a weekend on it, it could look really, really nice in a weekend. So very little knowledge to get started. And can be scaled quickly. Like I said, once you hire some help, if you're running advertisements to it, Facebook advertising as an example, it can be scaled very, very quickly. I had a store a little over a year ago, it wasn't even a year ago, and I was up to $500 a day I think on the 10th day. I found a really, really good product and just started pumping money into it. So it can be scaled very, very quickly. The cons, as you can see, small margins. So 20%, you make $100 in sales, you're probably going to profit $20, maybe 40 or 20 to 40. It could be even lower than that. It could be higher than that, but typically it's in like the 20 to 25%, is most common. It's extremely competitive because there's such a low barrier to entry. All these pros on the left-hand side, there's a lot of people in it. Again, I would go back to the niching down. Niching down. You don't have to sub-niche it down, but don't sell everything on your website. Don't try to compete with Amazon, basically. Sell fishing lures. You're the fishing lure store. You sell fishing lures, as an example. You're competing with Amazon, or some people view it as competing with Amazon. You can look at that as a negative or a con. However, there's a lot of benefits of working with you could position it as Amazon's this big box online retailer. We're a small business. We're going to provide you good customer support. There's different things you could look at it, but people do price shop. They're going to go to Amazon. Not all people price shop, but people will price shop on Amazon. The next one is customer support can be difficult. We had a ring that sold really, really, really well in 2016, and it was a black ring. It had a black finish on it. It was a $25 ring. It wasn't some fancy, it was costume jewelry is what we sold. And, some people thought that costume jewelry should last till they die. And some people understood that costume jewelry is not made to last forever, And so some people would do the dishes and then they'd bitch and moan and say, the black is wearing off, and I would ask, do you do the dishes with it? Well, yeah, I wash my hands and do the dishes. Like, well, costume jewelry, it's not meant for that, Some people didn't understand that and they want their money back exchanges. So it can be difficult. Customer support can be difficult. I don't want to say it is difficult, but can be difficult. Not sure why that can be easily outsourced. I think I kind of covered that. Easy to scale, easy to be outsourced. You could sell your store for big money. Sorry to go back to the pros. Not sure what happened with the slides here, but it can be sold for big money. You can sell it on websites like, I wouldn't recommend Flippa, but there's brokers out there where they will buy your e-commerce store if it's making, even if it's not making a profit. If it's making sales and you have it streamlined and a system in place, you can sell it for anywhere from like 3 to 10x what you're selling. I can't remember the multiples of it, but you can make a lot of money selling the stores. So that's another big draw too, is people will start these e-commerce stores, they'll run them for 3 months and then flip them and cash out for $50,000, $100,000. So that's another really cool benefit of e-commerce, is the potential to have a very, very possibly 6-figure payday. And if you're in it long enough, you certainly could have a 7-figure payday, over $1 million. So there you have it, Dadpreneurs. Those are the 5 popular online business models, like I said, that I have experience with. I weighed the pros, weighed the cons. But really, if you're an introvert, extrovert, that's going to be the biggest, or I shouldn't say the biggest, one of the kind of the deciding factors. Like I said, if you're doing client work and you're an introvert, I wouldn't do client work. I wouldn't get into that. Get into affiliate marketing, get into e-commerce, maybe sell a course. That's more suited for an introvert. So you really have to find, back to what Gary Vaynerchuk talks about all the time, being self-aware. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What do you enjoy doing? What do you don't enjoy doing? And go into that, because then you're going to increase your chances of success exponentially. If you don't like doing something and you get in the business because there's money involved, which I've done that, and please learn from my mistakes, it's going to be very hard to succeed. And you might have some success, but you're not going to be happy. You're most likely going to be miserable because you're not good at that, or you don't like doing that, So think about that. So again, it's very, very hard to answer the question. Hopefully, overview of those 5 online business models, you'll be able to figure out what the best business model is for you. As always, if you have comments, questions, or concerns, please drop them in the comments down below. I'll be happy to help you out. Maybe if you like a business model, if you have a question about it, post it down below. I'm happy to answer it. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that little bell notification, because I release videos twice a week for your viewing pleasure. Thanks for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you.